They were like, "Can we take a picture? Can we take a picture?" And I'm like, "Sure." I've never had a 12-year-old ask me for a picture before, So I was like,
Huge.
"Okay, sure, yeah, we'll take a picture." And then the mom comes up and is like, "I am so sorry about them." Like takes the picture of us. They're taking selfies and stuff. And I was like, "No, I don't. I'm totally fine. I don't care. This is awesome. So funny." And then they walk away as a group. And then the person next to me, table next to me, was like, "That was Amy Poehler, by the way."
What?
4 and 3 and 2 and 1.
Welcome back to Girls Rewatch, a podcast about girls
TV
and girls on TV. Today we are covering the season 1 finale, The Last Supper, and we are so excited. Our guest is kind of famous in the broad city,
Broadway community.
in the broad city TikTok community, because their sound went very viral.
This video couldn't stop me from thinking about my brother the whole time, who has a severe nut allergy.
Oh, this episode?
Yeah, it's kind of canon for him.
Shellfish.
So, well, it's tree nut, but like this is what it's like to live with someone with tree nut allergy.
Okay, so this is of course the episode where Alana is allergic to shellfish but keeps eating the shellfish. Has your brother ever had a reaction like that?
Yeah, one time our family friends brought over Turkish delights, and they swore to God that there's no nuts in them, but there were, and then we had to run them to the emergency room, which like isn't funny, but like having a nut allergy inherently is one of the funniest things a person could have.
Well, I'm going to take this time to bring up a story of when I first moved into your apartment.
Oh yeah, right.
So Evan's brother was at the University of Wisconsin at the time. He lived in Wisconsin, so just remember that detail. And I move into Evan's apartment, and I'm like unpacking some nuts that I packed, and I'm putting them in the pantry. And Evan goes, "Oh, you're going to have to get rid of those because my brother has a nut allergy." And I was like, "Okay, well, he actually doesn't live here and I do." And you were like, "Yeah, but you're going to have to put him away because what if he comes here?" And I'm like, "He is currently in college in Wisconsin. Like, if he ever comes this way, like, I'm happy to move them, but I think we're okay for now." And he did not come to the house for truly 7 months.
But you didn't finish the nuts. There's a pack of original nuts just sitting there.
By the way, those nuts are still with me 3 moves later. Can't get through them. I'm just not in a nut mood.
You're just waiting for my brother to come over to like poison him.
Yeah. My new roommate has a peanut allergy, and I made cookies, and I was like, "You have to have some." And she was like, "I actually can't." And I was like, "This hurts my feelings."
I know. We actually haven't figured out exact reason that the human body has allergies. Like we have theories, but
it's because of 5G.
Exactly. It's because of 5G, actually. But that actually was the most confusing sentence that anyone's ever said to me that made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry.
Amelia's really going down a conspiracy hole right now.
I spent the entire weekend consuming election conspiracy TikTok in a way that I'm like, I understand how propaganda works.
Everyone deserves at least one conspiracy, I believe.
I think it's okay as a girl to like have stage 1 denial.
Yeah.
Like be like believing astrologers when they're like something's gonna shift.
Well, the astrologers have to save their asses so hard right now because they did claim that Kamala was gonna win the election. And they're like, actually, I also said something crazy was gonna happen that date.
Can we talk about the astrologer that said I'd fall in love and I haven't?
2 months later. It's hell.
Are you gonna fall in love this fall, do you think?
My heart's open to it, but my body's not, so probably not.
I think my heart and body are closed. Well, let's get into the episode. Let me give a quick synopsis for those at home who haven't just seen the episode. Here's a refresher.
Cold open of Abby and Alana creepily watching guys play basketball at the park where Abby is rating their hotness and Alana is guessing how many inches their dicks are. Abby and Alana head to a high-end restaurant to celebrate Abby's 26th birthday, her neighbor dad. The night takes a wild turn when Abby pees out a condom she unknowingly carried from a recent hookup. After learning her date from the night beforehand is when Abby panics, thinking it's been launched for days. Meanwhile, Alana determined to indulge suffers the effects of a shellfish allergy she willingly ignores. When Abby attempts to rescue her friend with an EpiPen, she accidentally injects herself, sending her into an adrenaline-fueled frenzy as she heroically carries Alana out to an ambulance. They recover side by side in a hospital bed where they reflect on the night and scream down their bucket list for the year. Throughout their escapade, we cut to the restaurant kitchen where Amy Poehler, as the head chef, is locked in chaotic arguments with her waiter, lover, and even extra layer fan.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
Oh my god. I mean, Sylvia Plath, eat your heart out, girl. The way that was written. Beautiful.
Oh my god, I wrote that last night as I was falling asleep.
Have you read The Bell Jar?
Yeah, you mentioned on the last
recently.
pod you were reading it. How's it going, girl?
Okay, so I'm a little bit further, and again, it's very, it feels almost girls-esque in its way. It really is telling a similar story.
I used to do a stand-up joke that I got rid of because no one laughed at it, so I'll burn it right here. But it's like I've been budget tracking, and so instead of like keeping a journal of my thoughts, I just have like the transactions of like me buying chips at a bodega. And I was like, what if instead of knowing Sylvia Plath's inner world via the bell jar, we just knew she was like buying coffees near the ocean one summer?
Yeah, no one's gonna get that.
People got it, just it wasn't so funny.
Yeah.
They were just like, that is a cool thought experiment, girl.
I can't believe it took me so long to get to the bell jar, though.
I'm surprised you haven't read it.
I know. Someone like me not reading the bell jar yet is kind of ridiculous.
But you know what you're always reading? The 47 Laws of Power.
48.
48.
Well, there's one I hate, so I agree. I always skip that damn chapter.
What chapter?
I actually can't
Were you
remember.
kidding?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's enough of an intro. I'm so excited to talk with our guests. It's gonna be so
I
fun.
can't wait. It's gonna be so fun.
We're gonna get another straight guy in the studio.
It's our
Something that
third
rarely.
straight guy.
This is
But
like-
first, non-metrosexual.
Okay, so this is like one of the first 100% straight men. Well, we don't know.
Well, we don't know.
We
can't
don't know,
assume.
but I just want to say like this is like one of the rare instances where we bring this community into the studio. So please welcome them with open arms and trust.
we're all gonna need it.
Ross Dissolve joining us in the studio today. Connor, what?
Hey,
Oh
hello.
my God.
Ciao.
Wait, we're so excited that you're here.
Wait, me too. I'm so excited to be here. I was just telling you guys it was scary getting here because there's a parade, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
make
today
it.
is Veterans Day. Today we're recording, and they do set for parades at 9 a.m.
They do.
So thank God you got here.
I know. You know what? I'm so glad that every morning when I'm in New York, I turn on Morning America, Good Morning America
You
with Mark
do?
and Kelly.
Oh my God, I was wondering who watched
Thank God
cable
they have
still.
you-
Yeah.
literally.
Well, it's just like I don't know how to use the remote in my hotel, so whatever's on, I have to just lean into it.
Yeah.
But I need to have like early morning, like almost like mind-numbingly good news for like. I feel like everything
Right.
look at this video of this dog
It's
going
so sweet.
swimming.
Wait,
In a
I
pool.
didn't know they played positive stuff.
I feel
It's
like
a good morning.
they
It's not a
don't-
bad morning.
they don't update you on. It is literally ignorance is bliss TV. You know?
I love that.
It's look at this dog in a life jacket, and then that's like a segment of their shows, like a video of a puppy.
Well, I'm like Ellen really cornered that market for a while there. Like she was doing all the dogs in life jackets, but thank God that they can still post content like that and it works.
I know it works for me because I just want to like sit there and drool. You know, like that's great.
Yeah, you're on vacation.
Yes, that too.
Wait, we love when we get LA people because we're like, we can show you the town.
It's and I love being shown the town.
Right.
I feel like I mean, I don't really leave Manhattan when I come here, which I know is like frowned upon.
Is
No,
it
go
crazy? Is
ahead.
this your first time in Bushwick? Be honest.
It's my first time in Bushwick. When I saw that, I was like, ooh.
Welcome.
What did you think about Bushwick before you got here? I think everyone has like a weird. People have assumptions about the neighborhood. I mean, you haven't really seen any of it, but
Yeah, I just have read tweets that are like my roommate Tree
right.
and my other roommate Sock.
It's giving the Echo Park, but like the weird part of Echo Park.
Right, and you're looking at me like I've been to LA before. That is such a cool note.
There's pockets of Los Angeles. Like I live in Venice Beach, which like people are gonna be like, obviously, just because that's like the most Connor place to live. I think.
Yeah, Venice Beach. No one lives there.
I said if I'm paying for an apartment in California in Los Angeles, I'm living near the beach. Like
No,
why
come
would I?
on, please.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see, unless you work in entertainment, which I guess I kind of
Mhm.
do. Like I don't feel the need to live in Los Feliz or
That's where I
Um,
lived when I
you
lived
want to
in
live
LA.
near the former Snapchat headquarters, and I
I
understand
need
that about
to.
you. That's so big.
yeah. Well, I moved because I worked in tech, which is that's
Right.
I
Right.
actually-
Wait. Let's get into it. What's your deal?
What's my deal?
With Broad City.
With
Like,
Broad City.
How did you find it? Where do you find it in your life today?
Yeah. How did I find it? I don't remember how I do know how I found it actually. A roommate in college was watching it. And this is like when I don't even know how we watched it now that I'm thinking about it because I don't know if when I was in college if we had anything besides I don't know if we had streaming. Did we? When
Well,
did streaming
it played
happen?
on Comedy Central, I guess.
Maybe
no, but we did
that's-
have streaming.
Oh no.
I
We-
like. Well,
Oh,
we had
I
streaming
guess it
since
was
the
Hulu
Wii.
with ads back then.
We watched it on comedycentral.com.
Yes.
and I think that we mirrored the laptop to the TV.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
No, we plugged it in with an
yeah,
HDMI.
there's no way you had mirroring.
Whoa,
Yeah,
yeah.
come on.
This is, I'm glad I'm. Wow, that's really just something else.
These episodes are starting to feel historical in our rewatch,
I
where I'm
know,
like, this
right?
is a period piece.
Yeah, the episode that we have today. I have some choice words for it.
Right.
So
Oh my god.
I'm mad about something.
No, we
but
have to
we'll
be mad
talk
about
it there.
something. There is
Cool.
a real big thing here to be mad about.
Okay, good.
I know, and thank
I'm
God
glad.
we're all on the same page with that. We were a little nervous.
Oh,
but-
cool. I can't wait to hear what you guys are mad about.
Okay, well, before we get into the broad and butter of this episode, we have to ask you a very important question.
Cool.
Girl, what girl are you?
In Broad City.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had
yeah,
a
Okay,
yeah.
because
character.
I have seen this with you guys doing it about girls.
Yeah. Wait,
About
do you
what
care about
those
girls, by
girls.
the way?
Yeah, I've seen every episode of Girls too.
Wait, I honestly
Haven't.
do both. Have
I like
fun.
good writing. You know, and I feel
Yeah.
like these shows we don't have it. I feel like we don't have it as much anymore.
I
Good
know.
nuanced writing where like there's such good layered jokes that you actually miss some,
No, totally.
you know? And I feel
Literally.
like now TV is kind of like here's the joke, you know, and
That's
then it's
exactly
like,
how it's presented.
yeah, it's like almost they have like a sign that's like and then you laugh now, you know. And I also feel like a lot of the characters now are like episode 1, hi, I'm the annoying brother.
Right,
And, hi, I'm the
exactly.
bitchy best friend. You know, it's like they don't character develop anymore and they just like tell us who the characters are. And then you rewatch shows like this that have 10 seasons. And you're like, oh, that's really good.
We actually still need an answer from you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What girl are you?
I don't think I'm them.
You're not. Yeah, and that's understandable. But is there
I
anyone?
always tell people like, "Oh, I'm not in that show," when a show
Right.
has nothing to do with
I
it.
don't think I'm in the show.
I actually, yeah.
But I think they have a really like good dynamic.
Mhm.
Maybe someone else could tell me what girl I am.
Yeah.
I don't think
Comment down below what girl Connor is.
I
don't
could
know
maybe
what it
guess.
is.
Well, I'm like, maybe the thing is, it's like you're not one Abby or Alana, but you could find yourself in a different
I could
character's shoes here.
You're Jeremy.
I was gonna say Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy's
He's
Abby's
Abby's
crush,
neighbor.
who like is a woodworker and
Yeah,
also
and
probably
I
works
don't
in
know.
tech.
I don't think that I like an IPA every now and then, but
Right.
I'm not like OCD. I feel
Maybe
like
you're a
he has
Lincoln?
OCD. Lincoln?
Her
Yeah,
Hannibal.
yeah.
Right? Why not? Well, you
I
could be a
don't know.
dentist.
You don't
have
give
such good
dentist
teeth.
vibes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't even go to the dentist vibes.
I know. How does one get there right now?
I don't know. I have some issues I need to take care of.
It
But
is really
unfortunately,
hard, isn't it?
The overwhelming weight of making an appointment is too much.
Well, I have to say, the last time I went to the dentist, these girls didn't know what they were doing. I was like, oh, I'm in a sketch. Like, they're shooting something. Because the way they literally could not give me an x-ray and, like, had no idea. Like, they kept whispering behind me of, like, do we give her a toothbrush now? I was like, where am I?
Oh, well, I just saw somebody post something. It may have been, I think it was like a thread of tweets where she went to the dentist and it was like, she got like a really weird diagnosis. It was like, you have 8 cavities. And she was like, what?
Oh, the micro cavities, right?
I don't know. And then
Oh,
she
I
went
saw
to-
this. And she went to a different dentist and
he
they're
was
like,
you have no cavities.
Right,
all.
exactly.
they were going to drill 8 holes into her teeth, unrepairable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
And take care of them that day. And she was like, can I come
Well, I
back?
think this
And
was
she was like,
Teffy, no?
Was it Teffy?
Yeah, because she actually like revealed stuff about dentists. It doesn't really matter who it was. I'm really praying for that girl specifically. My cousin is a dentist. She can't even fit me in. It's like that's actually how crowded the market is right now. They actually, when you go there, they're like, you need to plan 6 months ahead. You're like, that's a ridiculous statement. They're saying it's actually not because they are that crowded at the dentist. There's not. We're
Except the dentist I went to, that was fake because they text me once a week that are like, you want to come back?
oh really?
Yeah.
Except
They're
for
like,
tents
"We're
across
opening.
America.
We're opening.
We talked about the Moxie hotels that seem like 3D printed fake hotels. Like there are a
Yeah.
bunch of like 3D printed hip dentists. It's like,
Do
you
you
know
have
what?
Tend in LA?
What do what?
Do you have Tend in LA?
What's that?
Okay, that's our 3D printed dentist in New York.
Well, yeah, I saw a bunch of them in the West Village. It was like, and it's like, you know what? I'm not here to hang out with you. I'm not here to vibe. Like, come to my dentist. We have a table in the back. Like,
Right.
I don't want to hang out and like chill. I feel the same way about airports. I'm like, don't make this very cool. Don't
Right,
make the airport cool.
exactly.
I want to walk 10 steps and I'd be at my gate.
They're
I
like,
don't
but
need-
we have a rec room.
I don't need 10 5-star restaurants at the airport.
Isn't it? It's kind of ridiculous.
That with a wait.
Uh-huh,
I went to the
with a
airport
wait.
the other day. They're like, for 4, I can't. We can go like 20 minutes, maybe get you in. I'm like,
No,
I'm not hanging
so
out here
funny.
all
No.
day. I'm 5 hours early for my flight.
not that.
So I'm so glad we didn't ever land on a character, and we
Who
only
are
established
you?
here
Yeah,
that
perfect.
airports are awful.
You're Alana this episode because when food is free, you're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Especially fancy food. Like when you go to your parents' house and the food is free, you eat about 10 times more than you do when you have to buy your own food.
Right. Okay, that's actually a really good answer. Thank you so much for seeing me.
Yeah.
I also have pushed through allergies before.
Do you have
Yeah.
Finished food.
shellfish allergy or different?
No, I don't really know what it is. I think it might be bananas,
Fuck.
which is so interesting because I love bananas.
Uh-huh.
But like I was saying something to someone the other day, I was like, it's so weird. Like I love bananas, but I hate how much they make your like mouth and throat itch. And they're like, bananas don't do that.
Hey. So I think you have an allergy to bananas.
Yeah, but I was just like, oh, here, banana pudding.
That's so
Here we
funny.
go.
I feel like, yeah, people are like, I hate pineapple because it makes me feel itchy. And I'm like, no, that's just in your head. That's just you.
No, wait, that one's real. There's an enzyme in it that actually breaks down tissue in your mouth.
Oh.
I was gonna say it does burn.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, never mind, you guys. Hey, that was false information. That was
So-
fake news.
Wait, what is happening in your mouth that you're actually not burning from pineapple? That's actually the route to explore.
I'm never eating pineapple. Where would I buy that? Am I gonna cut a pineapple? Hey.
That's one of the biggest questions we've had on this podcast.
I was gonna say I'm Abby this episode because I would listen to Oprah. Like Oprah being like, the way you spend your birthday is the way you spend your year. Like that is so how my mind works. The way I'm like setting intentions, like new year, new me.
Mm-hmm.
So Abby coded. Also, I'd wear a blue dress 2 times.
If you're gonna spend $400 on a dress, you gotta wear it twice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's way too much pressure. How you spend your birthday is how you spend your year.
I know, but like, isn't it fun to make it more special?
I think it's too much
And
pressure.
It's too much pressure.
Yeah.
I agree.
We have to have the perfect day because I want to have a perfect year. I like setting goals. I like setting my New Year's resolutions on a random day that I decide is the day to set my resolution. It's always
No.
like July 9th.
Stop.
Now we'll start.
Why does that literally give me anxiety? I'm like, I feel a rush.
Because you're
to
so
move on.
goals oriented. Yeah, I mean it's type A versus type B. I
July
feel that
9th, you're starting over? Connor, what the hell?
I don't like. First, I think it's like this pressure. I'm like, I don't want people to know when I start my goals, just in case I don't finish them.
Totally.
So I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I didn't really set them this year. And then 6 months into the year, I'll be like, I'm gonna secretly set my goals. Except I found my goals when I was moving, and they hurt my feelings. I'm not even.
Right.
Are you close? Are you
No.
trying to
There
run
was
me
one
off?
I got. There was one, unfortunately. I joined a gym and wrote like, you're gonna be so jacked by the end of the year.
Well, goals are always
You
so
have a
unrealistic.
You're giving CrossFit. Yeah.
No,
He's wearing, like, a
no.
giant
Sure,
jacket.
No. I
It's
joined.
the structure of the jacket.
I know it's fully giving me shoulder pads. No, I joined a gym. I said I joined a gym. I joined my buddy's garage.
Okay, hey, that
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah.
Oh my
exactly.
God.
That's where Amazon was started out of. So
That's
Right,
true.
that's a
My
big
body's the
point.
next Amazon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
let's get to our first break, and when we come back, we're getting into the broad and the butter of this episode. And we're back. So this episode is, of course, The Last Supper. Abby's celebrating her 26th birthday, and they're going to a fancy restaurant. This episode is directed by Amy Poehler, which is very full circle because she was in the series finale of the web series. So this is kind of a full circle moment, and it's fun. She has a little cameo with her lover John. They're like working in the kitchen. But the main crux of this episode is that Abby pees out a condom and then is like, whoa, what's going on with me? And then Alana is allergic to shellfish, so she keeps getting more and more allergic while they binge eat fish. Oh, God.
Well, you really described that with such beauty and grace, girl.
Live,
That was
laugh,
wonderful.
love.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we can even just go from the cold open here, that was so fun. I do like that they're constantly having like miscommunication in the funniest way possible, where
Yeah.
they're describing the different basketball players. And they're like, that guy's a 10. A 10? I don't want a 10. That is the most disgusting thing you've ever suggested in your whole life.
I feel like they wouldn't do this cold open today.
I think they would.
No, because they're literally like being problematic.
Wait, explain how.
Because they're literally like objectifying these bodies and making the men
Yeah, but I think
uncomfortable.
I
there's
thought
still
it
a lot
was
of
like
yeah.
a flipping. Like guys would totally
Uh-huh.
do this to girls.
Yeah, I think
It
it'd
totally
be
is.
At the
okay.
time.
But I feel like they would today be like, that's problematic.
No, I actually think it'd be completely fine.
Really?
Yeah, because actually part of feminism is that you're allowed to make fun of men and like objectifying the same way that men are being. Because you can't, it's not like sexist to punch down.
I guess that's true.
You guys are supposed I forget that they are supposed to be like so young in this show.
I know. Like Alana's truly 22 years old. And it's like, do you ever talk to 22-year-olds now? And you're like, well, you're a baby.
Let me just answer that. No, I never talked to 22-year-olds. I don't know how I wouldn't know where to talk to a 22-year-old. I don't know where they are.
I just don't think 22-year-olds talk.
That is
I'd
true.
be like, try
I
to
don't
have a
think they're
conversation.
real.
No, literally.
Every time an NYU student's like, hey, I'm like, hey. And then I try and start a conversation. They don't want to talk. They want to stand.
In Manhattan, I'm always like near the West Village. So I'll stay at like a friend's house or like at a hotel in that area because it's always like really central to like anything I have to do in the city. And I always accidentally end up going to like a college coffee shop
No.
to like get on my laptop or do whatever. And it's like just college students.
It's all second year, the new school students.
Oh, I just learned about the new school. They're like, I'm at the new school, and I was like, oh, cool. What is it? They're like, the new school. And I was like, what's it called? I was like, the new one? Great. I know there's NYU. What's the new one? So that took me a while to figure out. But that's always just like jarring because I'm like,
They're
was
well, Manhattan to me is where the college kids are.
yeah, the college kids and me.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, I was like cutting through to go somewhere. And I was like walking there and I was like, oh my gosh, are all of these do they have a bunch of like genius 14-year-old kids that like graduated early from high school and they
Right.
got like we used to only have one of those every like 5 years. We have like a genius 12-year-old that's like getting admitted to Yale.
Right.
And I'm like, no, that is what a 20-year-old looks like now.
They're
they look
so
14.
little, yeah.
I think I hate to say this, I think they've always looked like that.
We're
you don't
just older
realize,
now?
right? Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's so many people view themselves as 20, even at 26. They're like, I'm actually 20 right now. My life feels so crazy. I'm still a teen, and this is what a teen looks like. And then I meet an actual teen, and they're like, well, that's not my face. That's a 14-year-old's face. And I think that might have been the experience you had, not to project.
Maybe that is it. That's what I'm saying about when I watched this episode of Broad City. I'm like, you guys, this is not realistic. I don't know if it's changed, but like I'm like,
Right.
You're like, they're
just
old.
be turning 30, you know, in this episode. Just like be turning 30.
Have you ever been to a restaurant?
Have you been to a really
Not
fancy
yet.
restaurant with like a prefixed menu
Yeah.
where it's like everything's bougie? I love that it's like them like in their little outfits, like pretending they're like upper class.
She said, shit like this I love too. She's like, you have, to the waiter, John, you have a certain juge about you. And he's like, okay, thank you. And so she was thinking of joie de vivre or whatever, and she's like, you have a juge.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Just the little dialogue that they have.
Well, I think one of the funniest parts of this whole episode is that they are inferring that the waiter's a very classy individual.
Yeah.
Right, because they're not going to a ton of restaurants like this. And it's interesting because they're both service workers themselves and in working in like similar establishments. So to not realize that like waiters are actually some of the most diabolical like party monsters we've ever created in our whole lives. So to infer that this one specific individual at a fancy restaurant is like, he knows so much, he's a sommelier. It's like, no, actually, he's going to go in the back and yell at Amy Poehler for a little.
Yeah,
Which is fun. I like that about him.
me too. I love the prefix menu.
Mhm.
That's how I made myself like food.
Right. Because
Is
you're
being in
forced to
places
eat
where I'm
it.
too shy to be like, I don't like scallops.
Okay, well, I don't know if this happened to you, but growing up in Texas, I didn't know about sushi, curry, Thai food, anything until I went to college. And it was like I was 18 hanging out with people who like have had more than just like pizza and chicken tenders.
Yeah,
And I was like pretending that I knew how to like eat anything.
my family didn't eat fish.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the only reason I had curry is because my dad used to make curry for some reason, like, you know, the whitest people ever. But
He's
No,
like,
that
I
tracks.
discovered one
good,
meal.
he makes really good curry.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, fish. No, we didn't eat ever. It's weird 'cause my dad was a pilot, so I used to go to Japan with him
Oh my
all
god.
the time. Like,
Oh
it
my
was
god,
like,
this outfit makes so much more sense now
is this
Wow.
look Japanese?
than the pilot.
Oh, okay. My bad. Japanese. I got it. No, I just made a really gross noise with my throat, so just acknowledging that. But we used to go, and it's crazy. I've been to Japan like literally 20 times. We never ate sushi once. We had noodles every single because he doesn't eat sushi.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
So I never had
gosh.
sushi, and then I didn't have sushi until junior year of college. And it was one of those things where I was like at an event, and I'm like, you either eat this or you don't eat tonight, and it's free. So probably eat the fish. And I was like, this is fucking delicious.
Whoa.
So
Wait, I thought they gave it to you at like a customs in Japan. Like they sell sushi out of vending machines there. So to avoid it at all costs you really have to go out of
it
your
never
way.
even came up. Like I don't really know how. I don't even remember being like, I don't know where we're gonna eat.
Right.
Just like noodles.
Wait, why were you always going to Japan?
That was just one of his flights that he had.
Okay.
I just realized I checked out of my hotel and I left 2 plates of leftovers in my mini fridge, and now I'm sad. Oh, it
No.
was really good
Call
too.
them. Call them.
Call them, please.
Is
Stay out
today
of that
your last
room.
day in New York?
No, I'm just gonna stay with a friend on their
Okay,
couch
beautiful.
for 2 days before I leave.
Oh.
Oh, I think you could get the staff to kind of
No,
Uber
that's
ship it to your friends.
Hey guys,
Uber
can you do me a
courier.
huge favor? I have a couple more bites of
Huge
fried
salad.
rice in my fridge that I want. I actually do want it, but you gotta let go and let God, I guess.
You have to kill your darlings.
Yeah,
I like
you have to kill your darlings.
NYC fine dining. Let's set the scene. These girls are like, we're gonna enjoy our fish so much better if we smoke a joint.
Right.
They go outside, they smoke a joint. I love the wait staff guy who Alana keeps being like, thank you so much. And he's like, I don't make the food. It's so that TikTok trend where it's like, please thank the kitchen staff. And then they show the kitchen staff and it's like, Mark. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, absolutely not, girl.
Me as well too.
You guys
Right.
don't know what I'm talking. Okay, it's like
The one thing about every single time you have a conversation with someone is like you do realize you're on opposite ends of the internet and no one's ever
Yeah.
seen what you. And these videos have like about 8 million views to them, but no one ever has any idea what you're talking about.
How do we all have different?
algorithms. I know.
And how do they have so many likes and views? Like if this video is being viewed by 8 million people, why do I not know one of those 8 million people?
I know.
It's so interesting.
But you know
Every
what?
time.
Where we all come together is those videos where a man's like next to a waterfall cooking a steak on a slab.
I have seen those.
Yeah.
I've been.
And
served
by the way,
those.
I have it.
Oh my god!
Oh my
wait.
god, no.
I love it because Amy Poehler, of course, like worked in the restaurant industry for like a decade before she got SNL, and she directed this episode. So
Right.
it's like so perfect. Like she was working at fine dining. Like in her book, she's always talking about how she would serve all these famous people and how like bougie everything was. But then it's like the wait staff are just like lovers fighting in the back. It's like so classic. But I love the idea of like getting the opportunity to go to a fancy place and then immediately being like your normal self, like getting so high, staring at these rich people and being like, what's going on? And then just like truly stuffing yourself so much. And like the waiter being like just like them and then them thinking he's like
Mhm.
so cool
Mhm.
is like so like I just think it's fun when we remember that everybody is just pretending.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I always feel like I'm gonna get caught when I go to like a really nice restaurant. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh crap! Like, I can't even say bolognese. Like, that's the first time I've said it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like prepping
Wait,
to
you
say
nailed that.
Because if I don't think about it too much, but like when I decide that's what I'm gonna get, and then I have like 10 minutes before the waiter comes back, I forget.
I know.
You just sounded out. I'm like going on
I'm a-
Google, typing the word in, playing
I'm
the
pointing
sound.
at it. I'll take this.
Right.
Every time I order wine, I point and they're like, which one? And I'm like, you know, I'm going to butcher it. Please don't make me pretend to know French.
I think they like to do that to you. It's like a little like it's their active
Power
like,
play.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It is their power play. They have fun with it.
Yeah, they do.
Were y'all ever waiters?
hmm
Yeah. Where did you work?
I worked at a country club.
Oh my God. So it
In
was
a
like
dining room.
this.
Yeah, it was. It was totally like this. And all of my coworkers drank on
Like,
the job.
on the job?
The whole time.
Was it day shift or night shift?
Both. They would drink
Awesome.
at every shift.
You have to, I guess.
I did not. I was like, you guys are insane. Like,
Right.
I want to get off work and like go do something. And they were, I guess they probably did still go do something.
Surely.
But I was like, oh my gosh, that just seems miserable.
I can't
But it
remember.
probably, I don't know. I was also 16, 17, 18, probably like working that job. So I wasn't drinking. But
You're like, I have an AP class I've got to study for.
Well, that would be like probably how they felt getting high at this restaurant, being like, oh my gosh, everyone's looking at us. They know we're high.
Yeah.
But they're some of the
How-
only characters that like never face anxiety from weed. It feels like I understand what you mean, but it's also like it is like truly chilling them out. They have like the Seth Rogen effect of weed, where it's like
That's
I
true.
know.
it's all
But it's-
CBD with them.
There was a part in this episode where they're like looking around when they walk back in, and like they're freaking out, but then it just like goes away. Like, did you notice that it just goes away?
Yeah.
I wish it just went away.
Right.
It stays with you for 3 to 4 hours.
I know. I do love them getting a little bit high before eating a meal that's expensive. 'Cause, like,
Right.
you do taste every single ingredient when you
Yeah.
when you smoke a little bit of
Mhm.
weed.
It's so funny at the beginning when Abby's like, I've been starving myself for 3 days, and Alana's like, I've been binge eating for 3 days to train. Like, it's like the two opposite sides of the spectrums to like prep for the meal.
Right. It's almost like a hot dog eating contest the way they went into it. Which
Yeah.
my brother one time did a hot dog eating contest.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't picture Jack doing that.
He really wanted to make friends one summer, so he entered a hot dog eating contest to like
actually-
impress his friends.
I've heard that that's one of the best ways
Yeah.
to make it.
It's like WikiHow one.
Have 17 hot dogs in front of them. That's a bond that can't be broken.
Yeah, but dude, really do have to prepare for it. Like it's actually
Yeah.
2 weeks in advance. You have to start stretching your stomach out. Like there's certain exercises you have to participate in to be the master of a hot dog eating
The
contest.
phrase "stretching your stomach out" made me sick.
Right.
hate it.
From this episode, one of my favorite lines, the delivery, which is just like in the Claire we all fam, like that thing that's stuck in my head forever.
No, of
When
course.
she goes, "Where am I gonna get an EpiPen?" And she's like, "In my clerch, der." Like that was
Yeah,
like
I wrote
that's
that down.
stuff like in my clerch, der. And I'm like, that is so good to just throw in there.
Her with the list being like, I know my body. Like, I've got 3 more servings of shellfish.
Yes.
It's so good.
I do think that's like one of the fun parts of watching this show is because of the tonal comedy of it. Like watching it from you see so much like straight comedy and like there's so many like direct jokes, but something Alana as an actress, and this is what she's really known for, is like how she's able to use tonal like inflections and like in her voice, and that's actually like how she delivers a punchline.
I mean, I think like as people who just deeply studied girls and now
Yeah.
have switched to Broad City, it's so fun to like get to
Right.
dive into this world where they really get to be clowns. Like they get to like be hack, they get to be like sketchy. Whereas like in Girls, it was really up to the writing because they have to deliver it in this straight way. Because I mean, the reason we laugh at Marnie is because she's dead serious, you know?
Right.
But
One of the signifiers of comedy is voice.
say that,
Yeah,
girl.
literally.
But we have to get into Abby. So 2014 was cool. They're fucking. They're so casual. It's whatever. It's so chill. But then she's like, "There's a condom that I peed out. Like I've got to call my date." And this call is. Did you feel shocked watching it? Of just like him. So basically, what happens is she's like, hey, like I peed a condom out, FYI. And he's like, oh, well, that definitely wasn't from me because I took it off. And she was like, no, you didn't. And it's like, now we know that's actually a crime. But back then, Abby was like, that was really uncool. And maybe I'll never hook up with you again. And he's like, you will. And she's like, I might. And then Alana's like, girl, you're nuts. But it's so chill. I feel like if this happened today, they'd be like, jail.
You think? Okay, so you have issue with this, but then you don't have issue with the 10-inch verse being a 10.
I literally said that was problematic.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I think it's in my head. It's the other way around.
I think we shouldn't be sexually harassing boys or girls. Is that radical?
You're crazy.
Honestly,
Am I
little.
nuts?
Yeah, this was crazy. This conversation was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone knows one girl in college who peed out a condom, and it's like, and that is their personality for about a whole semester or even a trimester.
It is an amazing party story for the rest of your life.
A
Absolutely.
trimester.
I had a girl that I was friends with in middle school who pulled out 2 tampons her first day of her period, which means she had left a tampon in her body for 1 calendar month. Can you imagine? She's married now.
I mean, and I don't know if this is the right podcast to explore the subject, but how does that necessarily happen?
the string disappears and then you forget, you move on. 7th grade is hard. Like, you're busy.
Oh, he's during 7th, and she didn't get toxic.
She didn't suffer from toxic shock syndrome, which is cool because her mom was, every time we were like in the car, her mom would be like, so worried.
Everyone has their condom out. Everyone took their tampon out, right? When they're supposed to.
She was always, her mom was uniquely always talking about toxic shock syndrome. So for this to happen to her daughter is camp. It's camp.
Well, we were talking about this. You used to work at Bird, the company.
Yeah.
No one's ever talking about how people are dying on birds, but people are always talking about how someone's died from toxic shock syndrome. But we only know people have died on birds, and we don't know anyone that died from toxic shock syndrome.
Toxic shock syndrome has a great PR team.
Right, exactly.
That's like a tongue twister. Try
Isn't
to say
it? I said it 3 times. It was awful.
That's why girls say TSS for short.
TSS.
This is still Obama era. Can't you feel it watching it that Trump hasn't won yet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so clear.
You can feel it every time they show the city of New York too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about this show. It's like, oh my gosh. So I watch a lot of. I've seen every one of the like We're Friends in New York shows.
Yeah.
It's so sad. The show just ends and they just move out of the city because I feel like a lot of my friends now in New York are like, me and my boyfriend, me and my girlfriend are moving to Denver. We're moving back to Texas.
No.
I'm like, stay. No, don't leave yet. You're still 20. You're 22. Remember? They're like, we're 30 now. So we're leaving.
When people turn 30 and move to Denver, it's like one of the saddest things
I know.
But then I'm like, I'm sure in 5 years I'll be like, no, that's really healthy that they are doing that. They should have a stable life.
Settling down.
I know. Well, because a big part of New York is like you do it together, and that's the beauty of this whole city. It's like we all struggle together, we all suffer with the woes of New York together. So when someone leaves, it's like it's actually a personal attack on yourself,
Right?
Because you do so much to defend this place to friends and family.
Right.
Has New York ever, like, were you ever like, I want to live here or not really?
Yeah, totally.
Would you ever move?
100%.
Every time we get LA in here, we're like, you should move here. We thought we would get Sally Dar Griffin to move here, but she moved to Georgia
She
instead.
moved to Georgia.
That's so funny.
She likes Georgia though.
I
She's
know.
from the South.
Well, I think the thing is like actually New York really isn't for everyone. It's like you have to come here with such a specific mission in mind, and if you don't live here with that specific mission in mind, I think there's no reason to be in this city.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you're from here.
It's nice when I come here because I just feel like I'm so productive.
Right. Oh, it's all work for you.
Yeah, I do like a month's worth of things in LA. It's like there's LA years and there's New York years.
Right.
Yeah.
LA years are like New York 3 days.
I really do feel like what I would do in a day here is what I would do in 1 week in LA.
I feel, like girls a lot of times on Sundays are like, my cup is full.
Yeah.
Right.
Or my heart is so full.
Yeah.
After my girls came to visit me.
Yeah.
I saw probably since I got here on Thursday, I have seen probably 50 of my friends, and I'm not even exaggerating, from like getting coffee and then like getting like an early snack or like then getting happy hour maybe with someone, and then like
oh my God.
Saturday I had a show, and some people came to
Yeah.
the show and then we hung out after. Like I've probably seen like 50, probably not 50, but probably like 30 of my friends. LA?
I'm not exaggerating. It's 50, but by the way, it was 30. That is so beautiful.
LA? 3. Maybe. And one's a stretch because one's just the barista that's
right.
at the coffee shop.
It's your roommate.
Doesn't care if I live or die.
I just can't believe you live in Venice. That must be so far from everyone.
It's far from everyone that doesn't live in Venice. Yeah.
Right. I guess you found community there.
Yeah.
There's people there.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, the podcasters are in like Los Feliz.
We podcast like in the middle of where Brooke and I live. But
Right. Melrose Podcast Studio.
There's an ant on your forehead.
oh my.
No,
Is it gone?
yeah, but it did actually like take the foundation off your face,
Oh my
which
God.
I think is really impressive.
I hope it's non-toxic.
Actually,
I hope
where
it
did
is.
it go? Should we?
I'm scared. This
Like,
is
is,
hell.
there, is there a curse? Like, what
You
is
know what's weird is I
happening?
thought that was a mole, and then it started moving. I
Oh my
thought
God.
it was
It's
a beauty
really
mark.
cool beauty mark.
I
It's
can't believe
okay.
That happened to me.
It's actually so funny.
Anyways, LA this, LA that. Let's cut to our second break, and when we get back, we'll find out Connor's Broad City moment. And we're back.
We're back.
Connor, we want to know.
There's a second ant on your forehead. I'm just kidding.
Just to be clear, an ant was on my forehead and it didn't. It's not sitting well with me.
Right, that's a horrifying thing.
If
to go
my vibes
through.
seem off moving forward.
And one time I had a cockroach crawl in my ear. I was like, well, I still
What?
haven't recovered, by the way.
That's something that you just continue to feel until you die.
Yeah, exactly. It's really visceral.
Do you guys
Yikes.
think you've swallowed 8 spiders?
No, I'm at
That's
like
a big
6,
question.
probably.
I remember learning that fact in like 2nd grade, and I've thought about it every day.
Is it 8 a
forever.
year or 8 in a lifetime? Because if it's 8 in a lifetime, I should be dead.
I think it's 8 a year.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, now what's
Well,
your broad
maybe
city
it's
moment?
lifetime. Yeah, no, okay, sorry. What is your broad city moment?
What is my broad city moment? Honestly, I'll just tell you guys this one because this one's like actually it's 2 kismet. So like 2 years ago, I'm sitting. My favorite thing to do in New York. It's the first day I was here. It's like a crisp spring day. Like the weather is just like temperature is not even real. You can wear a light jacket.
Okay, love.
The temperature like doesn't feel cold or hot, but like you're dressed up, you feel good. I went to happy hour with 2 of my friends. We're sitting at a table that's like open face, so we're just like people watching and like having a drink because we were going to a Jack Johnson concert that night.
Stop. Banana pancakes.
Banana pancakes, and it was on a rooftop, and I was just chipper, like so excited for tonight. It was in Times Square.
What?
Yeah, but it was free. It was free, so I was like, and it was an intimate night.
It would have to be free
For
if
your
it's in
heart
Times
to be
Square.
full and then head to Times Square, it's like it's just gonna grow 2 sizes.
It's just kind of like funny. I was like, I can't wait to go to a Jack Johnson concert in Times Square.
Of course.
That's free. And guess what? It was a Jack Johnson concert because it was a NFT event, like a
Oh my God.
No.
event.
Are they saying Good Morning America?
No. It was
Just
like
when
an
you think you've
NFT.
left tech.
Oh my! I was like, whatever. I'll still go. It's like all people in suits, and Jack Johnson's like barefoot with an acoustic ukulele.
Stop.
But before we go, we're like sitting, we're having a drink, and I'm so excited, I'm happy. And then this kid comes up, a group of kids, like 5, I don't know what, like 10 probably, 10-year-olds, like basketball shorts, Under Armour, like they're like, hey, like doing all the like little, all those things they say, those kids say. I can't remember any. I don't know what. There's never English, like skibbity toilet or whatever. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And they're like, you're that guy from the TikTok. Like, and I just done the dumbest TikTok I've ever done in my life. It was like, I didn't know you were chill like that. Like that kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the dumbest video. Obviously, the dumbest video is like 10, 12 million views or something.
Of course, every time.
Yes. And they were like, can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? And I'm like, sure. I've never had a 12-year-old ask me for a picture before, So I was like,
Huge.
okay, sure. Yeah, we'll take a picture. And then the mom comes up and is like, I am so sorry about them. Like, takes the picture of us. They're taking selfies and stuff. And I was like, no, I'm totally fine. I don't care. This is awesome. It's so funny. And then they walk away as a group. And then the person next to me, table next to me, was like, that was Amy Poehler, by the way.
What?
The mom.
You didn't recognize her?
Are you kidding?
No, she had like a denim jacket on like this and big glasses. Like, it just looked like a West Village mom. And she was with 5 kids. I never would have. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get up and like just be like, pay my almost
Right.
condolences, my
Your dues,
my
whatever,
dues,
yeah.
So I she's like 2 feet away, and I was like, hey, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I am a huge fan. Just
I
wanna
love you
say
from your
hi."
TikTok.
And she was like, oh yeah, I know you. Like, I've seen your videos. Blah, blah. And I was like, what? And I was like, can we take a photo? And she was like, I would love that. Her
Aw.
son, it's like her and Will Arnett's son.
Oh
I
yeah,
figured out, I was like,
Archie and something.
Archie takes a picture of us. I don't know why I wouldn't take it on my phone
She took it on her phone.
or on his phone, and so I don't know
Oh.
why. But someone from across the street had taken a picture of us taking a picture.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And
The
so-
amount of full circle and then another circle surrounding that circle that's happening.
I know, and they sent it to Dumois,
Oh
What?
my God.
and Dumois posted it and was like, Connor Wood and Amy Poehler, and we were like hugging. So it was like a really cool. It looked like
Is this your only copy of the photo?
yeah, it's just
Right.
a screenshot because I don't know who took the photo.
Oh my God, Amy Poehler's son needs to text it to you.
And I'll probably never meet Archie again.
Oh God, Archie, if
Archie, if
you're
you're
out
listening.
there.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I hope Archie is not a name I completely made up.
No, I think that's
I think
right.
it's
I think
right.
that's
If it's not,
right.
we'll make it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's probably it.
so funny that she's like, I'm sorry they're being annoying. And you're like, wait, we should talk. And then she's like, yeah.
Why don't you get
Yeah.
annoying? Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I think
Special.
Amy Poehler's the kind of girl where I don't think I'd be starstruck by that many people in this life, but she would be one of them. Like, I wouldn't know how
Right.
to act or speak.
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly like, thank heavens I only had half of my first happy hour drink, or else I would have been
Yeah.
like, "I'm a huge fan. I think about you all the time." And I just like said a little bit too much. I was just like, "Hey, like I'm a huge fan." She's like I know I love your videos, and I was like, "Well, such a great, have a good rest of your like." Ended it. Mwah.
That's
Kiss
what-
your brain.
I'm so
like, I was
jealous
just so
of
happy that I
you.
didn't overdo my fandom with her.
I
so.
love that she's become a TikToker. That's so special.
I know. It's true.
When her, Abby, and Alana did a TikTok together,
I love that. They've actually done like multiple at this point.
Yeah.
But the famous one was her and then another
Mhm.
two.
I know what song
other
is
two.
that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's your side of TikTok.
Wait, we have to know while we have you on the couch. You and Maggie started in the club. We're all fam, and then Kamala HQ used it. Everyone used it. Kind of the whole world used it. How does it feel to make a TikTok sound impact culture in such a huge and major way?
It's just not a big deal for a guy like me. No, it's wild. It's insane because it's like always. So I'm like, why wasn't this already like I didn't know it wasn't already famous, but
Right.
like I was telling you guys before, we clipped it from like a random clip that was we couldn't find the sound.
Yeah.
It was
Was
hard to
Maggie
find.
just like, we should do this sound?
Yeah, she's always thinking because we're on tour together, Fibs and Friends tour. If anybody wants to come, there's a few shows left.
No, wait. How long have you guys been touring?
Since we started back up the beginning of fall.
Okay.
But I've been touring since spring. She joined me on the fall stint.
Did you know her from Chicago or?
We did a show together in Chicago. It was our first show together because I always get people from the city that we're in
Yeah.
to do the show. Excuse me, sorry. And she joined for the Chicago show, and then I was like, oh, like we have the same manager. I didn't know that. And then our manager was like, would you guys want to tour together? And we have so much fun in the green room before shows.
Oh.
And she always makes TikToks, and I'm like, I forget that I'm just like allowed to post a TikTok if I want to. And she's so good at getting it, and like we always do like random sounds or we like make up bits and stuff. And this one, she was like, you love this sound, like we say it all the time, like let's do this sound. And of course we were gonna collab post it, and then I don't have that update yet on my TikToks.
Is there a TikTok collab now?
Yeah, there is.
Oh my gosh.
I can't use it unless it's like someone else.
Invites you?
Yeah, but like I can't set up like
Interesting.
a collab. I was like, just post it, Maggie. So Maggie
Oh.
posted it, and she's now the owner of that sound somehow. She's like the original like artist. It's like artist, and it's like Maggie Winters, which is awesome. It's so funny, and it's been like Alana commented on that TikTok.
Yeah.
I was talking about it on my podcast, and I was just like, no, what was I? Oh, I was wondering like if it drove anybody
to watch
to
the
watch
show.
Broad City, and
I'm
everybody
sure it did.
commented. It was like I had never even heard of Broad City until in the Clear We All fam.
I know. It was crazy the amount
Sabrina
of.
Carpenter used it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody used it, and it was crazy because we were switching from girls to Broad City, and we're like, does anybody even like girls? It was already having a resurgence when we started
Yeah.
Pod, but Broad City, we're like, oh, like we hope people want to rewatch this, and then
Yeah.
immediately like that went viral, and everybody was like, I'm rewatching this. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
welcome.
It'll be a good refresher for people to see like a comedy that's so well done.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
To be like, wait, why aren't we getting this kind of content anymore?
we don't have anything
Well-
like
This is what
that.
they took from you.
I really think Comedy Central should open its doors again.
Well, they won't, but it'd be really nice of them too.
Yeah,
Why
I-
won't they?
I think they went under. The
No,
streaming
they didn't
wars.
actually go under, but
The
like they
streaming
basically
wars
did.
basically killed it.
Yeah.
Jinkies.
We lost MTV. We lost Comedy
Yeah.
Central.
I'm devastated.
Well, I just don't. I think they just don't feel like they have like the ability to like not put money into a proven product already, like they did for Broad City. I mean, it did have a web series that was doing fairly well, but they did give them like a lot of like liberty to create this show. And I just don't think like we live in the same space where people feel like they have the liberty to like invest in a fun project like this, an idea like this.
I have an
It taken.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I have an insane theory too that the TikTok of it all, we have now like the need, like the urgency to binge watch shows,
Right.
and we can't get enough
Episodes.
volume of
Yeah.
show out. That's why shows are shorter. Like episodes are shorter.
Right.
Seasons are shorter.
Yeah.
Remember when seasons used to be 20 episodes
22
long?
episodes.
And they used to be 45 minutes to an hour.
And they would make up their own holidays, like Galentine's Day, just to fill it up. Ugh.
Yeah, but that was like, they're in the writer's room cranking these things out, but they're taking their time. It's quality stuff. Now it's like, we're working on season 2, except like shows like Euphoria are like, actually, everyone
been
just got so
9 years.
famous.
Yeah.
We need to take 5 years to make season 3. I agree.
You know what is so interesting about Broad City, and this is something I've noticed just thinking about like the media landscape, is that like Broad City used to be all of TikTok. Like the stories
Right,
being told,
exactly.
the jokes being told are now jokes that are like vertical videos online. But like back then, like nobody had the media to do that.
Mhm.
And it's like crazy to think that like everything in this show that I watch, I'm like, that would be a TikTok now, rather than like
Right.
an episode of TV.
Yeah.
I think about that with SNL.
Yeah.
Like anything timely that happens, like if it happens on a Monday, like unfortunately by the time SNL can do their show,
It's
you know, I always think about
over.
the Stanley Cups TikTok or sketch they did on SNL. I'm like, the joke was over by the time it was Saturday.
I
Because so
know.
many TikTokers had done like, you know, jokes with the Stanley Cup getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and now they're like they don't even have liquid in them anymore. And it's like it got to the SNL, and I was like, oh no.
I'm like, girl, that happened on Tuesday. Get with
I was
it.
like, oh no.
Oh, I wish they could post TikToks like that too.
Mhm.
Oh, that is so
Oh.
fun. I know, because we really aren't living in this. I think you were talking about this earlier, but they are so generative in this show. Like they have so many ideas at such a fast pace, and so many of the lines, like you were saying, like are almost whole premises for like someone's whole TikTok account. Like one episode of TV here is almost like 45 TikToks from
Yeah.
someone who's actually really good at doing them. Huh.
Yeah,
Literally.
if
45 amazing original premises.
Broad City was like could do clips still,
Right.
like you would have so many clips to post on TikTok that
Yeah.
would go viral.
Well, they do clips.
Do they?
We do.
Oh yeah, you guys do.
It's
You're
us. It's up to us
Right,
now.
exactly.
keeping it afloat.
Okay, it's time for our last segment of the podcast. Girl, get your Glock. It's rapid fire time.
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to ask you a series of rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Don't think twice.
I don't think once.
Are you a schoolgirl or are you getting schooled, girl?
I think I'm getting schooled. Chica.
How are you?
I'm healing.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, or Rihanna?
Oh God. I'm recycling.
Ooh, first
Ooh.
person.
Someone had to.
Who would you rather go down on, Michael Bublé or Janet Jackson?
Oh, Janet.
What are you on celebration for?
Finishing up a tour.
Yes,
Almost on my
plug it,
tour.
plug it. Tickets in the link below.
Yes, Fibs and friends, come please.
Was anal really on the menu in 2014?
I think it was probably more than now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It definitely was at my high school because all the girls
It was
would,
at my high
have,
school.
would have anal instead of vaginal sex so they could maintain their virginity.
You're
Texas,
right. That's so
fight.
amateur.
Welcome. Would you rather sit where Beyonce sat or where Jay-Z sat at the restaurant?
Beyonce.
Would you rather eat chard puree or ram dressing? I think I
Man, I was thinking about. I don't know.
I don't know what either of those things are.
I don't think they're real because I think chard and puree is.
That
is
was
it-
the
is- are
joke
at
in the episode,
odds.
yeah. They were like, so here's chard puree and ram dressing. And they were like, yum.
Chard puree, and I love chard. Yeah, I think chard puree honestly because it sounds crunchy and soft.
Every once in a while, do you like a finger?
I have an open mind.
I think
Love.
chard is a vegetable.
Oh,
do you ever
oops.
think it's okay? Do you ever think Dalmatians from One of All Dalmatians is dead by now?
Yeah.
Do you think every Dalmatian?
Oh right. You think
I
every
do. I
Dalmatian?
had that
Thank
thought today.
you.
I think they're all dead.
Who
I
was
think
your-
every character, because that was 2014 also. They thought they were dead.
They're dead. Wait, was that Emma Stone? Yeah.
No, that's Cruella.
That's not the original.
Girl, what?
Okay. Who was your animated character crush?
Fishtails.
Oh my
The
god.
I forget, I don't know her name.
What?
Oh, right.
The blue one?
Angelina
Yeah.
Jolie.
Yeah, it's Angelina. Jolie.
Yeah.
Also just like,
She is so hot.
how are you not just drawn to that?
That's like the most.
How are you not drawn to that fish?
Someone had to draw it. What
Yeah,
kind of
freak.
What kind of weirdo doesn't love music?
Okay, last week, I was chatting with someone and I hated them so much. I hated it, and several people in the room like had the same visceral reaction. And I said, "What kind of music do you like?" And I needed the conversation between myself and this person to end so bad that I said, "I don't really like music." And they were like, "You're insane," and I was like, "I don't." That's how badly I didn't
Wait.
want to talk to this person.
Really?
What was happening?
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you
Okay,
after the
yeah,
episode,
yeah.
but
Off pod.
it was just like to paint a little picture. Right before this, they had shown me. They said I have 6 dogs, and I said that's great. And they said, "Let me open my phone and
right.
show you a picture of each of the 6 dogs." By the way, fugly beasts, like little, like I'm like one eye open, like she like looked like I like had been stuck underground for years, like. And I'm
Oh
like, what
my
am I supposed to
God.
say to that? Aw. Like I can smell your phone right now. But
That's so
I
funny.
think not listening to music is insane.
Me
Right.
too, but there have been periods in my life where I just,
No, yeah.
for months, only was listening to podcasts or audiobooks or
I
something.
go with that.
Which
too.
is the music of life.
Which is the music of knowledge.
Right? And that's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing to say.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, if anyone brings up house music, that's my exact reaction. I'm like, actually, I hate music.
Yeah.
Don't
no,
play that
house
around
music,
me.
I'm more talking about. I like Tom Misch right now. I'm going through Tom. Do you guys know Tom Misch?
No.
I'll leave you with that, Tom Misch. I'm on a crusade to spread the good word of Tom Misch.
I'm like, do you have anything to plug? You're like, Tom Misch.
Oh my gosh! I'll plug something. Should I plug?
Yeah, tell us.
Okay. My podcast, Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast. Plug. My tour, Fibs and Friends tour. Plug. And then my Instagram and TikTok is Fibula. If you even care.
Plug.
If you
Plug.
even care, you guys.
Amy Poehler likes that.
She does. She will not follow, but she likes it.
Hey, sometimes it just pops up and that's enough.
That is enough. For me, that's enough.
Yeah. No, she'll follow you one day.
One day.
Soon.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
so
on.
much.
Thanks for having me,
This
guys.
is so
It's just-
exciting for us to like meet the star of the TikTok viral sound.
Oh, stop. You're about to have the actual star come in here.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
See, have you ever tried to recreate it at the club? Because we tried to do that in the way we could not match the words.
I actually tried to recreate it on the field at a football game at UT because I somehow got led on to the field.
Oh my gosh.
And it was so humiliating to have anyone watch me. There's like people in the stands being like, he's lip syncing to something right now on the field. And like, I was also alone, so I didn't have anyone to do the other part.
No.
I was
Oh
like
my
trying to
God.
listen. It was loud, and I'm like, the words are all off. And I go, you know what? It's the fact that I put in the effort, and
Right.
that's fine. I don't have a video to prove for it, but character
No.
building, I guess.
It's the thought that counts.
That's actually really creative.
Yeah.
I wish you could have executed it, but also that would be the most embarrassing thing a person could do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And two things to be true at once.
We try our
Hold space.
best. Well, thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for being
much
on.
for
This
Thanks
was
for
being
so
having me,
fun.
guys. That was a blast.
This is the end of season 1 of the pod. Thanks for
Oh.
tuning in. We'll be back with season 2 next week, even.
Is that how we're doing seasons now? Okay, beautiful.
Bye.